Good morning. Welcome to the Take Your Life Back Today show, radio show also, and on YouTube is the regular YouTube video version. I want to talk to you folks about the opposite of a narcissist, which is considered an empath. And it could be a bad thing if you date one. Empathy is a highly valued and attractive trait in a significant other. But sometimes people feel empathy to the very extreme. These people are called empaths. There are a few surefire ways to tell if your partner is an empath, which comes with its own share of pros and cons in navigating a healthy relationship. My friends, in relationships, there are certain qualities we all look for in our significant others. Our love stories and desires may be different, but for many people, empathy ranks high on the list of desirable traits in a partner. But what happens when someone feels empathy to the extreme? They could be an empath. According to Judith Orloff, psychiatrist and author of The Empath Survival Guide, an empath is an emotional sponge who absorbs the stress and also the positive emotions into their own bodies from other people. Folks, to put it simple, empaths are the opposite of narcissists. They are not just highly sensitive, they are on a more extreme end of the emotional spectrum. It might sound rare or unlikely, but as Hello Giggles pointed out, it's pretty likely that you know someone who fits that description of an empath, which means that it's worth understanding how to tell as well as the good and the bad of dating an empath. There are tests and quizzes you can take to determine if either you or someone you know fits the description of an empath. But there are also telltale signs, each of which have their own implications. My friends, they feel what you feel, but to a whole new level. Essentially, this is the defining trait of an empath. Empaths are highly attuned to other people's moods, whether good or bad. They feel everything, sometimes to the extreme. They feel it. This can even mean physical symptoms, with empaths develop sympathy pains out of unity. They sometimes take on their loved one's pain in their body, so they actually feel it. An empath will be there to listen and share your joy or pain in whatever you're going through, sometimes even more than you. Who has that? This can be great and feel like having an ally on your side, but it can also be a bit overwhelming when you need a level-headed local response or a simple impartial listening ear to the problem that you are facing. They love spending time with you, but also need time alone. My friends, it might seem like an empath is pushing you away or distancing themselves from you, but in reality, my friends, they are just trying to take a break from absorbing your feelings in addition to their own, which can be exhausting to them. Taking on the emotions of others can be and definitely should be draining. So empaths need to recharge their batteries, and they need to take a step back and kind of look from the outside in for a little bit. Well, with that said, when they are with you, an empath is happy to spend lots of time together, even preferring alone time over going to overwhelming places like the mall or the movies. This all might make them appear antisocial or moody, but really it's their way of checking in with themselves and replenishing themselves. My friends, they are good listeners to the point of neglecting their very own needs. An empath is happy to hear your story, give you advice, and let you feel what you need to feel. With that said, they're feeling along with you. They are willing to give, sometimes too much, without asking for you to give them anything back. According to to Olaf, the key is communication. Make sure that you're listening and asking the empath in your life if they're feeling all right or if they need you. They might not be as willing to communicate their needs, but everyone needs someone to listen to sometimes. We need that human communication. Friends, they have trouble saying no. Boundaries are difficult for empaths, according to Judith Olaf. This can result in a struggle when it comes to using the word no. What I always tell them is no is a complete sentence. Learn how to say no, but don't get into a big discussion about it. Just say no, I'm sorry, I can't do this tonight, I'd rather stay home. Sometimes empaths will say yes to something even if they're not interested in doing whatever it is that you want them to do. An empath wants to make you happy, so they are willing to do the work to keep your emotions in check. My friends, empaths make sure that they always please. So you make sure that you're communicating and discussing what you both want to do. Otherwise, one person might not be fully invested or enjoying activities to the same degree or as another. Ideally, you and your partner are both enjoying something and settling healthy boundaries. They don't respond well to criticism, so you might have to walk on eggshells. Empaths are incredibly sensitive. Though criticism isn't usually fun for anyone, it's especially taxing for an empath who is usually just trying their best and doesn't respond well to arguments or tough criticism. Unfortunately, these kinds of conversations are necessary and healthy for relationships, so it's best to adjust a bit to your significant other's needs. Loving an empath means having to maintain an open communication, keeping in mind that your words have power and that they should be used wisely. When it comes to critiques or disagreements, make sure that it's done with intention, kindness, and solely for the purpose of moving forward. They give it all, but need to know when it's time to call it quits. Empaths put a lot into their relationships. Sometimes they put too much. They care so much that they can take it a step too far and leave themselves drained, emotionally raw, and searching for the absolute answers, which can be hard to find when it comes to relationships. Empaths are often problem solvers, thinkers, and studiers of many things, according to thermodeleashed.com. As far as empaths are concerned, where a problem is, so too is the answer. They often will search until they find one, if only for a peace of mind. Sometimes, for whatever reason, you have to know when it's not right. Not all relationships are meant to be. My friends, call me at 844-405-HELP. We can help each other take our lives back. Be good to yourselves and always remember to be good to each other. And a simple smile to that neighbor, that's right, that neighbor, can change that neighbor's life forever. And it can even change your life. Enjoy the 86,400 seconds God blessed you with by waking up and watching me this morning. Utilize those seconds very carefully today, and may God bless each and every one of you